So hi everyone, and today we're going to be reviewing this palette. So this is one of the most awaited palettes for me at least. So I had this shipped all the way from US. So this is the Norvina Pro Pigment Palette Volume 1 and this came with this card. So let's see what the palette claims now. Norvina Pro Pigment Palette Volume 1. It has 25 deluxe size shadows, high performance shadows for professional grade artistry with maximum payoff. So this palette comes with a warning that certain shades are not intended to use around the immediate eye area. So I did use some of the shades for like creating this current eye look, and I don't really have any like discomfort or itchiness, though I gotta check whether the colors wash off well or do they leave a stain on my eyelids. So coming to the packaging of the palette, so this is a plastic packaging and it is quite huge, so you can compare it with the size of my face. So it's almost as long as my face. I don't think that Anastasia Beverly Hills has compromised on the quality by making it with plastic. So it has this like really strong magnetic clasp, and it opens up, so it kind of makes an obtuse angle. And it comes with this huge mirror which is there. So this palette has one of the best naming systems. So we have 5 rows and 5 columns which multiply to 25. So this is not an everyday neutral palette. You do have certain neutral shades like E5 and C5 which could help you like blend out some of the colors over here, but overall it is not a neutral palette. So in case you're looking for like really colorful eyeshadows, so this would be a really good add-on palette, but I wouldn't suggest this to anyone who is a beginner or who is looking in for something which is more like for an everyday use. Though you could use this palette every day if you love the color scheme, so that doesn't really make a difference. We have 9 shimmers in this palette and the rest of them are all mattes, and we've got a basic white, like bone white. So this one is beautiful. It works. So I've tried it on a couple of skin tones and it does work brilliant. I don't see a problem with the pigmentation. The palette is so pigmented. The shimmers are beautiful and to die for. So in terms of the formula, I have no complaints. They are a little difficult to blend, especially the mattes in this palette, but that is something which you typically face with a lot of purples. You would be able to blend it, but it just takes a little more effort. So as this palette is a pro pigment palette, so the colors could stain your eyelids. So I would prefer using a primer or a concealer before you go on with the eyeshadows. The glitters in this palette are so finely milled and they're just perfect to pick with a brush and just to put it on your eye. It does not need a glue or there's no hassle going on with it. So in terms of the shimmers, Anastasia is one of the best always. So quickly, let's just get along with the swatches of this palette. So I'm going to be swatching A1 to A5 and we're going to be building up through. Okay, so A1 is this glittery, shimmery lilac with a bit of silver reflex through it. The next one is A2. It's more of this matte, bright purple. So you see how pigmented these colors are, right? Next we're going to be swatching A3, which is more of a grape matte purple. Next I'm going to be swatching A4. So this is more of a shimmery, coppery, bronzy shade. So next I'm going to be swatching A5, which is a matte hot pink. So there you have it. That's your first row. That's A1, A2, A3, A4 and A5. So B1 is more of a pinky purpley shade. B2 is a shimmery bronze. So B3 is this like petal pink glittery shade. B4 is like a perfect, so it's kind of like this brinjal type of color. So it's a matte purple. 5 is more of a lavendery purple and it has specks of gold in it. Okay, so next is gonna be C1 to C5 and C1. So C1 is like, okay, this is like one of the best bone white matte shades I've ever seen. So this is like a matte, just a basic matte white shade. It's beautiful. So C2 is a glittery yellow gold. C3 is it's more like rosy, glittery with a tinge of copper running through, but it mostly leans towards the rosier side. So C4 is more like a grape toned color, whereas B4, B5 and A2 are more on the purple side. So C5 is like this perfect chocolate warm tone matte brown. So next off is gonna be D1 to D5. Yeah, D1 is like this very usable primary yellow. D2 is this beautiful shimmery, it's more of a blue based, it's more of a purple based blue. D3 is a perfectly matte primary red. D4 is a sparkly blue. I wouldn't call this glittery, but it's sparkly. And D5 is a basic primary matte black, which is super pigmented. So E1 is a shimmery golden orange. It's more of a melony goldeny orange. E2 is a primary orange. E3 is more of a dirty yellow. E4 looks like a neon. It's more of a neon coral. And E5 is more of a maroony brown, a matte maroony brown. For look number 1, I'm going to try something which is a little more like pinky purple cut crease or a half cut crease. I don't know, I haven't decided yet. Okay, I think I want to start off with this color A5 over here, right to the transition. The colors do blend like really nice, but they do need a little bit of work. So for the next step, I'm going to be taking this color B4 here, which is kind of this like grapey purple right here. So I'm going to use that like just below the pink. Okay, in case you're finding it hard to blend it, just take some of the hot pink, just very little of it, and just tap off the excess, and you can blend the purple out. Okay, so I'm going to be using this concealer from Maybelline. This is Maybelline Fit Me concealer in the shade 25. So I'm going to pick B3 on a brush, and so you just gotta like press it inwards now. Just push the color inwards, just press it down. So I'm just gonna pick some of A1 on the brush, and I'm gonna spritz it with some MAC Fix Plus. I think I'll go about with A5, the hot pink. I'm just going to take that along with the lower lash line. Oh, I hope this color blends with the lower lash line. Blending out eyeshadow in the lower lash line is like one of the most annoying tasks ever. So I'm just going to be taking some of A3 on a Kryolan synthetic brush, and I'm going to like closely pack it to my eye. So I'm done with all the eyeshadow work. I'm just going to go on to highlighting my eyes next. So the lightest shade in this palette is A1 and C1. So C1 is a matte white. So A1 is more of a lilac. So I'm on the fence about which color to use. So I thought of doing something which is a little drastic, and I'm going to go about with this gold here. So this is C2, and it's a beautiful shimmer. Okay, I think I'm going to be adding these lashes from Nykaa. So this is the Nykaa Just Enough Drama lashes. They're beautiful. They are a little over the top, but I think they would complement this look. So this is a lipstick from L'Oreal that I used, and this is in the shade 121 I Choose. Beautiful name. Okay, so I have a lot of fallout right now. So I'm just going to take this like piece of tape. So this is a surgical tape. And I'm going to like dab it wherever I have fallout. I'm going to pull it off, and that'll actually help me with the fallout. So you can clean your eyeshadow once you're done it. It's not going to remove all the color, but it will to a certain extent. Decent, like, what do you say? Don't you think it's taken off a lot of pigment? So in terms of that, it actually works. So it works as a hack. Okay, I'm thinking of going in with something which is more of a sunset type of a look. So I'll primarily be using colors like E5 and D3 and E2. So these three colors are gonna go in the crease, like one after the other for a gradient effect. And I still haven't decided what I'm gonna be doing for the lid. So we'll get back to that once we're going along with it. So I'm gonna pick up some of E5 on the brush and tap off the excess. And I'm just gonna place it right now along the crease. Okay, just to make that easy for us, I'm going to be taking some loose powder. So this is the Innisfree No Mineral Sebum Control powder, something like that. So I'm going to take it on a flat synthetic brush. It's actually a foundation brush. And I'm just going to look straight and I'm going to tap it in like this. So next I'm going to be using this shade called D3 right here. And I'm going to be adding it just above the maroon which we did. Okay, just to blend the reds out, I'm going to be dipping my brush into E2, which is a primary orange. So I'm just going to be taking some of the orange and I'm going to go above the red ever so slightly. So I'm going to be taking some concealer on a cut crease brush. So it's actually a synthetic brush from Kryolan, and I actually want to extend my cut crease a little more than usual. Like I don't want to do a half cut crease, so I'm gonna take it up till here. Yeah, okay, that should do. And I'm gonna be taking some of D3, which is the primary red, and I'm gonna be like just densely packing that on my crease. Okay, so once you're done with the red, okay, so now once that you're done with the red, you can take some of E2 and I'm gonna cover this entire region with it. So once I'm done doing that step, I'm gonna go in with D1, which is a yellow. So I'm gonna be using some of E5 for my lower lash line, and I'm gonna dip my brush into C2, which is a beautiful gold, and I'm gonna add that along the inner part of the eye. So next I'm going to go on with lipstick, and I'm going to be using the Nykaa lipstick which was made by in collaboration with Masaba. So this one is in the shade Candile, and it's this beautiful orange. Okay, so we're done. So this is look number 2, and I hope you guys loved it. For look number 3, I'm kind of on the fence on what I'm going to be doing. So I want to use the blues for it, but we have only 2, so I need more shades to do it. So I'm going to be using the blues, and I'm going to be using purples and this pink over here for my crease. Okay, so once I'm done doing that, I'm going to be taking some of B5 and placing it here. So I'm going to have a dual color crease. So you just go about as how we did it in the previous 2 looks. So I'm going to start a little above from the tear duct as usual. Okay, so now comes the tricky part. What I want you to do is just see the angle what your wing would make, and you can just go along the same flick here. So now I'm going to be taking some of this shade here called as D4, and I'm going to first outline the region I want the blue, and then I'll see how I'm going to build up the color. Okay, so I want to leave this inner part clean, So I'm going to be taking some of the blue and I'm going to be outlining it here like so. So we are basically creating a double cut crease. So I'm going to take this precise shader brush and I'm going to go in with a little bit of D4. I'm going to form a C shape towards the outer part so I can add the glitter after that. And I'm going to take some of D2 and I'm going to add it right across here. So I'm trying to form a halo, so hence it's there only like focused on the outer corners. Okay, so I'm going to be taking a flat eyeshadow brush from Vega and I'm going to dip it into C2, and C2 has a lot of punch. So I'm just going to dab that gold right here. Okay, it's a little better. So I would be using the shade B5 in my lower lash line. So I basically finished adding my lashes and this look looks like so beautiful. This was a challenge for me also to do. So I'm going to be using the Fenty Beauty's Gloss Bomb in Fenty Glow. So this is the universal gloss. It's supposed to like suit all skin tones and skin types. I'm just going to add very little of this. So coming to my verdict on this palette is beautiful. The shades in this palette are amazing. So one of the main cons of this palette was that certain colors are not advisable to be used around the immediate eye area, but I didn't face any irritation or any type of like discomfort by using them. Those certain darker shades were a little difficult to blend, but so I wouldn't mind taking in a little extra effort to blend them out. But the shimmers in this palette are absolutely gorgeous. It's a beautiful palette and I'm pretty sure that a lot of you would love using this, provided that you love like a lot of colors, and this one has a variety of shades to work with. Do like and subscribe to my channel and do give me a big thumbs up if you like this video, and please follow me on Instagram at nextdoordiva for more looks for this palette. So until next time, I see you guys. Bye.